This is the last Shabbos of the year, and what a year it's been. The late Queen Elizabeth referred to 1992 as an annus horribilis, a horrible year because of all her family issues that she experienced that year. Unfortunately, we have Jews have the right to refer to this past year as a horrible one. What started in Israel on October 7th with the horrible killings and kidnappings has continued through the year with a seemingly endless war there, with hostages being held, and anti-Semitism throughout the world. So what is it to say at this time when it seems as if there are no words? So let me just say a thought I recently listened to from Rabbi Doron Perez, the Director General of the World Mizrahi Movement and the son of my dear friends, Gil and Gail Perez. Rabbi Perez spoke of an insight of the great Jewish thinker, the Maharal of Prague, which explains some repeated words in this morning's Torah portion. In our Torah portion, we're told, "It will be when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse that I have presented before you." And later on it says, "Behold, I place before you today the life and the good, the death and the evil." And still later it says, "I cause heaven and earth today to bear witness against you. I have placed life and death before you, blessing and curse." Three times we have God offering the choice of good and bad, blessing and curse. But aren't there other choices that we have? Is there no in between? And Rabbi Perez quotes the Maharal as saying, "Ein Yisrael shum midas beinanis." When it comes to the Jewish people, there's no ordinary, there's no mediocrity, there's no in between. Says the Maharal that when it comes to the Jewish people, our history bears out that there is nothing ordinary about it. If you look at Jewish history, you will see that we have experienced extraordinary highs that no other people can claim. The exodus from Egypt, the revelation at Sinai, the reestablishment of the state of Israel, for example. But if you look again at history, no people have experienced the extraordinary suffering of our people. From the destruction of the temple to the exile to the Crusades to the expulsion from Spain to the Holocaust. Nothing ordinary, only extraordinary in every possible way. And if you think about it, what's true of the collective Jewish people in some ways is true in regard to individual Jews as well. The greatest of our contributions to literature and medicine and technology are unparalleled. Einstein, Freud, Salk, Sabin, the highest of the high. And then we keep hearing about the Bernie Madoffs, the Jeffrey Epsteins, the Harvey Weinsteins, the lowest of the low. This past year marked a low point in modern Jewish history. We are all ready for the new year to mark a high point for our people. In a beautiful and sensitive way, we're reminded of this every year as we usher in a new year. Throughout the New Year season, we eat honey to symbolize our hope for a sweet year. Why honey? Why not sugar or candy or sweet and low? Lots of answers, but a striking one tells us that honey from a bee is sweet, but that same bee also stings. Using honey on the holidays reminds us that while we pray for sweetness in the coming year, we have to be prepared for the sting that can come at any time. Perhaps like never before, the words of a famous song that Israel's Naomi Shemer wrote in the 1980s rings true this year. Listen.
הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המים ועל הטוב, על מינינו הנינוקת, שמואלים, הטוב. על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האש שמור לי על כל אלה, ועל אהובי נפשי, על השקט, על הבכי, איזה השיר.
With all this in mind, let us seek the fulfillment of for the coming year of the prayer we recite every year. Tichle shana kiloseha, techel shana ubiachaseha. Let the old year end with all its curses, and let the new year begin with all its blessings.